in California. Morgan Knight, Beverly Leonard, Morgan Tremaine, and Kate Moss.
Hold up.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdouts Newsstand, and I wanted to make a final prediction video for the Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard case. Now, going into this, I want to say, I don't know the future. Remember when you were in high school or in middle school and you had to do a time capsule or a letter to your future self? That's kind of what I'm looking at this as. We have no idea what is going to happen and what implications because of this trial could come out further. With that being said, I am much more optimistic than I was in the UK trial. I do think this was presented in a better manner, and there was a lot more included within this that needed to be said in the UK and were not admissible. Now, prepare for the worst. If you always, oh God, this is the most pessimistic thing I could probably say. But in my life, I've come to know that if I prepare for the worst and hope for the best, I have much less disappointment. And it's something I've used for a really long time to avoid that being super disappointed. And now that I say it out loud, I realize how pessimistic it does sound. But if you're always prepared for the opposite of what you hope, then maybe when you get surprised or we get a win, you'll be extra excited in that manner. Now, I'm not going to go through and edit this a bunch. This is just going to be me talking and giving my thoughts as to what I think could happen, what we expect to happen, and what my going through and watching every single day of this trial, what I've seen that could lead to a decision one way or the other. And I'm not going to bury the lead. I am still on the fence. I do think it's 60-40. 60% of me favors Johnny Depp to win this. Now, I know we did see a lot of the jury discussion, and we have seen that there is possibly, by body language alone, one person that is more supportive of Amber's side. That is one person. Keep that in mind. And that is all going off of body language, which can be telling. But of course, it depends from person to person. So let's talk about the trial. There was a massive undertaking when it comes to the trial of public opinion. Johnny's won that. There is no doubt in my mind that Johnny has won that. We have massive YouTubers, Twitch streamers, TikTokers, all either streaming it or posting highlights or reacting to it. You've got people like Emily Baker covering this. You have people like Asmund Gold, randomly enough. PewDiePie. That's about as big as you can get in this sort of public influencer. And then you also have people that this has reached over the aisle for. Having YouTubers named, talking specifically about that umbrella guy in the litigation is mind-boggling. It is something I never expected to see, but it's kind of great to see it unfold. And not only that, but you have a strong support base for Johnny. Not just fans. The media likes to say it is Johnny Depp fans. Sure, some are fans, some are victims, some know a narcissist when they see one, some know an abuser when they see one. And a lot of them just want to see this case get some actual justice. There are a magnitude, a wide, diverse array of people in Johnny's corner. And having this publicized really only helped that situation. There were some horrible, and I mean downright horrible things that Amber accused Johnny of during the trial that were heard for the very first time. Apparently, her vagina knows the shape of a bottle. Okay, I didn't know that could happen. Just telling you guys it's not how it works. But that was horrible. It didn't really, I would say some people kind of cringed or grossed out. Maybe, didn't want to hear it. And I understand that kind of stuff. But the majority of people realized how outlandish these things were, realized how above and beyond this person went to not only get her way, but to get attention, to get fame, to get money. And those were terrible things that were said. Any other real victim in, this situation, you would have been mortified for them. But because Amber has lied and lied and lied over and over and over again, we've seen the mask pulled off. We've seen what her character is and what she stands for. And honestly, it's not much. We've seen her morality. And that I'm not sure she even really has any. But any other person in that situation, there would have been sympathy for. A real victim, there would have been sympathy for. Make no mistake, there is, Ybarra pointing it out here, no misogyny to say that this is not a situation of mutual abuse. And as we've seen in this trial, we actually had them come out and say, there is always a perpetrator. There is somebody that may be reactive. There is somebody that may react to being violently struck in the face. But there is always a perpetrator. And even before these audio logs came out, 3 or 4 years ago when I started covering this, there were so many people that knew better. When you have, I like patterns, I like numbers, I like that sort of thing. It's easy to understand because usually you can predict things. What we've seen from Johnny is good relationship after good relationship, including Kate Moss, who was on the stand saying it was a good relationship. We've seen and heard from Winona Ryder and Vanessa Paradis saying what a good father he is, what a good husband. And of course, I don't expect perfection. I'm not saying he was perfect. I am saying they've come out and said he would never do this. He would never do this. But what have we seen on the other side? What have we seen? A mugshot from when Amber was 16 and a friend that died right around that same age. I'm not putting any conspiracy theories out there, but well, I'll just link to my short below that I uploaded a couple weeks ago, and you can connect the dots for yourself. Tassa Von Ree, somebody that she has, and we've seen evidence of, she has abused. Even if it was one time is what more than we've seen from Johnny. So if we look at those type of patterns and we see and look at the end of the day who this person is, then yeah, I think we all come to the same decision. And there's no misogyny in that. Again, make no mistake, Ybarra, I get it. You are simping for your girlfriend, but you're wrong. We've been through this. We've all, as a community, come together and uncovered evidence. We've all, as a community, found the smallest things to be able to go, look, you didn't catch that in that picture. You didn't catch this in that picture. Listen to this audio. Listen to that. We've all done this. And to the degree I would call amazing, and realized and all came to the same exact conclusion. Without a doubt in our minds, Johnny Depp is innocent. Now, let's switch over a little bit. Will the jury see it that way? You have to remember, these are not people that have followed this case for years. These, to my knowledge at least, these are not people that maybe even know who Amber Heard is. I find it unlikely they don't know who Johnny Depp is, but it's more likely they don't know who Amber is. These people got a 7-week crash course into the lives of two celebrities that maybe they didn't know much about. So it's going to be a lot of information all at once. And we even seen today, again, I'll link to my short down below, them come out with a question about 3C or C3 and want to know if the defamation was specifically to the headline or to the entire article. And it actually is to the headline, which makes it, honestly, in my opinion, I look at it as it is good. They're asking questions. They want to know what's going on. They are looking and trying to take their time with this. I think it's great. I think it's great. And I think they said something along the lines of, if they find it false, meaning if they find the headline false, right there is a really good sign, in my opinion. Now, of course, again, I'm just an idiot on the internet. I'm speculating just as much as you, but I've been doing this as an idiot. An official title is now going to be idiot on the internet. Doing this for a while and looking into patterns. And patterns is where this worries me. I got all through my pattern speech to tell you what worries me. For one reason alone. Men have a much harder time proving and being believed that they are domestic violence victims. Men have a much harder time of people saying, you let a 90-pound woman beat you up. What's wrong with you? Men have a much harder time with that. It's more likely in a typical relationship that a female is smaller, is more able to be, more petite, and more likely to be, the weaker one in the nicest way possible. Men have a hard time with this. It's why there's less victims that come up. That's where I worry. Men also have a very hard time in the criminal justice system. Men have a hard time getting their kids custody, let alone a defamation case. So that's why I lean where I do. Now, with all of that being said, I do not think we will get an answer at the bare minimum, and I mean bare minimum, till later on in the week. I don't think we will get any sort of answer. I know people are already doing verdict watches. I understand that. But I don't think you're going to be hearing much for some time. And honestly, once I know, I'll be live. You guys will know. But I don't expect it until the end of the week, if not next week. And that's what I said on the last day of trial. I expect it will be next week. That sucks. It's a long time to wait. But think of how long you've waited thus far. Think of how many years you've kept up with this, or how many times you've heard about it. Waiting a week for some real justice doesn't really seem like a bad thing then. I could wait a week, but what about the implications? What is this going to set precedent on? My biggest thing with this is think about your brothers, your husbands, your fathers, your sons. This is why this case is important, because not only does it set a, if anything, a public opinion precedent, but even a precedent in the court. This is about all of the victims, all in one. And I know that's a lot of weight for Johnny to kind of shudder, and I don't mean it in that way. I mean, if this case goes through and Johnny wins, I do think we will see an upturn in people willing to talk. And that, honestly, is the best thing that could happen. And I hope it does. But again, remember, nothing is a guarantee in life. And right now, it's a waiting game. But yeah, let's hope this is actually, with everything Johnny brought, with all the people, with the different dynamic between the two teams. One seems cold and one wholesome. I think we're going to get, I hope we're going to get a better result than what my pessimistic ass thinks. But I honestly, if I had to definitively choose right now, I'd still pick Johnny. I'd still think that he was the one that's going to win. I think he's the innocent one no matter what this court case says. I want to make that clear. But if I had to definitively choose right now who would win, it would be Johnny. It would be Johnny. So let me know, of course, what you guys think about this. Let me know what your predictions are down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
I can feel, I can look, I feel what's on my mind. If I drink, if I smoke, I keep